Hi, this is Chris Young, and welcome to Good News on Tap for the 24th Sunday of Ordinary Time. Here at St. Gabriel Church this week, we begin our annual Catholic Inquiry Program, known as RCIA. It's for people who want to join the Catholic Church, or for anyone, Catholic or not, who wants to grow in their faith and understanding of God. On the first week, we get very basic in talking about the nature of God. We can list God's attributes. We can say, God is love, God is wisdom, God is truth, God is eternal. While all of those descriptions are true, in reality they fall very far short of the truth. Really, we don't understand God at all. The problem is that everything we know has to come through the limits of our human senses. We can only really know what we've experienced. One example we use in the class is, how would you describe the concept of green or red or any other color to a person who had been blind their entire life? Because the blind person had never experienced color, it would be impossible to explain it to them to where they really understood. And we suffer from the same problem in trying to have a deep understanding of God. For example, the sentence, God is love. Our concept of love is human love, because that's all we've experienced. And because human beings are imperfect, we love imperfectly. We've never really experienced perfect love. We say God is eternal, but what does that mean? Well, that he has no beginning or no end. Yet can we really conceive of eternity? Can we really wrap our brains around the idea of having something that had no beginning and no end? We haven't said what eternity is, we've said what it isn't. We just can't understand the fullness of God, the perfection of God, the immensity of God. But still, we have to do the best that we can. And one of the areas where we struggle with this is the forgiveness that comes out of the perfect love of God. And that's what the scripture readings are about today. They're about forgiveness that is so extensive, it's beyond our human comprehension. Now, the gospel gives us some pretty good parables to help us understand God's love and forgiveness. But in all these cases, like in the story of the prodigal son, the story seems strange because the recipient of the forgiveness seems to be unworthy. That's because from human perspective, we don't understand perfect love. We have this strange concept that we have to earn someone's love. But that's not God's way. Even when we look at the Old Testament reading, where God's ready to wipe everyone out and Moses has to talk him out of it, I think what God's really doing is trying to get Moses to understand the depth of his love. He's saying, what I ought to do is wipe these people out, but out of love I will spare them. He's trying to get Moses to understand what perfect love is all about. Until we make it to heaven and can look back at the things that we did wrong in our life and realize that despite that, God has forgiven us and welcomed us into his presence, I don't think we'll ever really understand what perfect love is all about. The fact that a blind man can't see red or green or blue or know what color is really like doesn't mean that colors aren't real. Colors are real, and they're beautiful. And in the same way, even though we can't really understand the perfect love and the perfect forgiveness of God, that love and that forgiveness is real. And someday when we make it to heaven, we will see the beauty of God's perfect love, perfect wisdom, perfect truth, and be able to share that with him for eternity. And that's Good News on Tap for the 24th Sunday of Ordinary Time.